So it's Friday, February 15th. It's about 7, I think it's 7:15 in the morning. I can't tell. Let me see. 7:17 in the morning. And living in Brooklyn, everyone has a car, or 1.5 cars if you want to average it. I don't know. I didn't look up the number, but I'm guessing. So there's not a lot of parking space on the street, so you have to move your car, move your vehicle. So I'm gonna go move my vehicles. Hopefully I get a spot. Who knows? But I think I was thinking about this. I don't know if I dreamt about it or was thinking about it last night. But this morning when I woke up, it popped into my head. And there's people working in front of me. I don't want them to hear what that. I want them to hear what I'm talking about. So, but anyway. Oh no, I'm across the street. Oh no. Oh shit. Don't hit me, dude. So the thought that popped into my head was efficiency. And I have always been an advocate of I guess the idea that one can learn and do multiple things well at the same time. And I forgot what I was thinking about that made me think that, you know, actually I think I was thinking about started to think about my wife and what she was doing and other people, to be honest with you. And you know, they said that Einstein was probably a genius, did so many things for math in the world, but could not tie his own shoelaces. So it made me like understand, because you know, my wife used to say specialization. You gotta specialize. You gotta pick one thing and do it well. And I always thought, no, I could do many things well. And that's still true. You could do many things well, but there's one thing that you have to focus on. So if you're gonna, you know, you got to give at least, I think, 80% of your time and energy to one thing, and the rest of the 20%, if you want to learn multiple things, you know, give it 20% or even 10%. 90% of your time and energy has to go into one thing at that moment and that time to learn and truly understand it. For the way your body and your brain works, oh my God, my mind. The way your body and the brain works, I think, is that your body is a mechanism or an organism, or your brain is a mechanism that works off of repetitiveness, right? That's what your brain does. You do the same things over and over and over and over until it creates like neuronal pathways in your brain, till it's just there, locked in. You can't forget it. And that's what the brain does. You know? So that's why it's important to do things over and over and over and over again. And that's the only thing I can come up with. You know what I mean? Do it over and over and over and over again, so you won't forget it. But efficiency is basically like, can human beings be at least, let's say, 90% efficient across like 10 different, you know, areas, right? Can we be? Is it fair to expect someone to be at the top of their game in everything? And I started to think about that, you know, and you even think about like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a sports fanatic or I'm into sports like that, but even sports, you know, teams themselves have an identity. They do one thing well or two things well. Players, you know, you have players who are receivers in football who their job is to catch the ball, run routes and catch the ball. That's their job. You have players who their job is to just run with the ball. Hold on, I gotta put on my seatbelt. You know, I think I see. Anyway, let me. I think I see. I thought I saw a spot up here, but I'm gonna try to see if I can fit this car there. But anyway, you have players, you know. And like I was saying, you have players who can do one or two things and they can do it very well. Is it fair to expect someone to do more than one or two things well? Right? And that's what I was thinking about today. Is that fair to expect someone to do all these things very, very well? There's gonna be one thing you excel at. You know, there's gonna be something that you're gonna have to excel at. I mean, even if you don't want to, just by your personality, I guess, your character, you're gonna excel at one thing. But sometimes we like to, and it's hard to basically break ourselves down, man. I can't find the words this morning. But it's hard to analyze ourselves. But when we look at other people, we can say, man, they're lacking in this, that, you know, 20 areas they're lacking in. And we forget about the one thing they're good at. But is it you know, fair to, is it really fair? I don't know. You tell me, is it fair? I'm thinking about that. A person who just can cook real well but can't clean, or they can clean real well but won't cook, or they can, you know, they get a good job and they focus on their job but don't do anything else, you know, or a person who's only concerned about, you know, is good at making themselves look good, doing their makeup, you know, hair, whatever they need to do. You know, getting a haircut, you know, getting the lines straight. They're people that are focused on certain things that they do well, but other things they're lacking in. They're people so focused on looking good, but they may not smell good all the time. Their hygiene may be like lacking. And I see that a lot. You know, on the outside, the exterior, like, man, they look good, they're beautiful, they're pretty, but when you talk to them, their breath stinks. Like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? You ever seen a pretty girl and you talking? I'm married now, but, you know, when I was looking at girls, you know what I'm saying? You saw a girl, like, man, she's pretty, man. She got her hair done, the clothes, everything, the body looks good. But then when you talk to them, their breath stinks. Or they got stuff in their eyes or their nose, or they got specks or something. Some little thing that they overlook. But anyway, not just them. Everybody does it. You know? And I mean, maybe success is based on excelling at one or two things and minimizing those things you don't excel at. You know? That's all you have. Excuse me. Successful people have assistants because, you know, they hire someone to remember things for them. They hire someone to take care of things for them because the brain just cannot handle all of that processing. It just can't do it. You know, it's that I really think it's impossible. You know. Let's take a look at idiot savants. You know, they're savants. I mean, they're really good at one area. They can remember things. They can remember numbers. They can do this. They can do that really, really well. But, you know, they can't socialize. They can't tie their shoelaces. Can't brush their teeth, or some other thing they can't do. You know, they're called savants. So I'm getting this idea that I'm getting this idea that yeah, people are just we're not built to be good at everything. Let me park this car because I can't find any spots that I could fit into. This is incredible. There are no spots. Oh my God, no spots. Oh my God. Hold on, everybody. I should put this thing on pause. That's what I should do. But this is real life, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no pause in real life. You know what I mean? There's no editing in real life. So deal with it. No, I need to edit some of these videos. Yeah, so this video is 10 minutes.